So obviously, as you guys know, I talked to Coach Beeline yesterday, and after a very long and difficult conversation with him and my parents and the doctors, we all just kind of agreed that it's probably best for me to shut it down for the remainder of the season. I told Coach B, obviously he knows how much, playing basketball, how much I love the game, how much Michigan means to me. There's more important things in life, and I think we're all just kind of worried about my long-term health and possibly re-injuring or having to go through, another surgery, and we just didn't want that to happen again.
When you went through the off-season surgeries, did it ever occur to you that this would be the end result, or is this just a total shock? But was it ever on the table that it could result in you being shut down in early December?
I never in a million years would have envisioned it to go like this and to see my playing days at Michigan come to an end like this. That definitely wasn't, part of the plan, I guess. They told me it's not an easy recovery. It's not something, not easy to come back from. But like the way I anticipated was maybe I'll, have some flare-ups here or there, and I'll kind of have to take a step back for a few days or something like this, or something like that. But it just got to the point where we've been doing everything we can for the past 2 months, and it's just been kind of digressing and getting worse. So I think it was finally time to just shut it down. Was there a moment when Coach B talked about getting out of a chair in class or during the SMU game in the second half, just being no-go? Yeah, that was definitely a big moment, but I really started to notice it as soon as we started practicing, or even early in October. And I really just thought, like, maybe this is just, normal. I haven't played in a while. I'm trying to work through it. But it just continued to just carry on and carry on. Here we are in December. And then, I told Coach the other day, I was like, Coach, I can go out and, play at 60 or 70% and come in and do the things I just because I think I'm a smart enough basketball player. I'm a senior. I kind of know what I'm doing out there. But I was like, I don't really want to go through that and play with the same pain I played with last year. A lot of the symptoms were coming back and some of the same things. And he didn't want that for me either. Obviously, I had the surgery so I could be 100%. I'm not 100%, so we just decided to shut it down.
You mentioned, this is in the best interest of your long-term health. What have they told you about that at this point? The surgery went well. Like structurally, everything looks great with the X-rays, but there was just so much damage done from really probably 22, 23 years, and then especially basketball the past few years. I just think the buildup of all the soft tissue work and the damage I've done there, it's a genetic thing. My dad has really bad hips. He needs 2 hip replacements, and I sure as hell didn't want to go down that road because I see him and he looks real bad. So I didn't want to deal with that. I'm not saying that it could have gotten that, but you never know. I told Coach Beeline, and me and our trainer Alex Wine have had several conversations, and I just told him if Coach B was going to try to put me in that game versus SMU, I was actually worried I would pull the groin or re-tear my labrum. That's how tight I was out there. So if that's how I was going to have to get through my senior year, it just wasn't worth it. I guess what did you tell when you met with the team? Did you tell the team or did John tell the team, and then you spoke to them? How'd that play out?
I slowly kind of broke the news to some of the guys on the team, especially some of the upperclassmen who I live with and things like that. But I didn't really want to go around telling everyone because I was trying to keep it pretty low key in-house. And then Coach Beeline actually officially broke the news to the team yesterday before film.
John?
So was it more a case of you actually being concerned, or that you and the doctors, that you would do more damage that would be long-term, or a case of trying to go when you knew you weren't right?
I think it was a combination of all those things. I think first of all, I really know my body, and I know what I can play with. I know what I can't. I played through a lot last year, so for me to to kind of be aware of this and raise red flags, I knew that something just wasn't right. And then the doctors, they even said, 4 or 5 months is what we were thinking, but it's starting to come out, maybe it's a little bit longer than we thought, and maybe I just didn't have enough time to rehab. I had back-to-back
surgeries within a month, and I tried to get ready, come back season in 4 or 5 months. And like I said, they said everything's good structurally, but at the same time, they know that you gotta build up your muscles and let that soft tissue calm down before you get back on there, get back onto the court. And maybe I just, unfortunately, I don't think I had enough time to get myself back to full go.
At any point coming up to this season, did you think about saying to Coach Beeline, can I take a year off?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
At any point coming up to this season, did you think about saying to Coach Beeline, can I take a year off? Can I redshirt this year?
No, not really. The conversation me and Coach B had, even, dating back to when I first got the surgery, I was like, I'm going to really attack this rehab, get after it, and, we're going to go out and have a great senior year. We're going to have a great last year together, me, him, and Karis. That was my goal, my expectations, but unfortunately, that's not the outcome.
Michael?
Spike, Beeline said that Andre Dockich has a little bit of you in him. What does that mean, and how does this team get by without you?